And welcome to another testing week CFM. Good afternoon to you. I hope you guys are feeling rested and recovered and ready to go. And if not, then today is an appropriate day to do a little tune-up action getting ready for the week. During testing week, this is a couple of things that are very common to what we try to do is maximum flexibility for what your schedule will allow. So if you only have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you want to know what the maxes are for the different elements or different days of the week, you may feel free to mix and match. If you're going to be here relatively all the week, I have it structured and the schedule built out to give you the maximum chance at success of each of the different lifts. But then the other things are, make sure you are looking at your old maxes, looking at your old lifts to compare yourself to what you have done in the past. That's the purpose of these benchmarks, is to test our fitness and test our strength, see if we're getting better, and then take credit for all the hard work that you've done over the last 18-week cycle that we are finishing this week. The last one is our technical maxes and spotters and coach notification. These are just the safety aspects of doing a max out week. We want you to lift, but we want you to be safe when you do it. So what that means is some people are never going to do a 1 rep max. They're going to stay with 3s, 5s, 8s, and that's totally fine. It is up to you whether you do that or not. Just do a version of the movement. If that's not your thing, maxing out, if you don't want to do it on the day that you're in, you never have to, right? If you want to, for some people it is a lot of fun and it helps them to feel the appreciation for all the hard work that they've done and really test their strength. But we want it to be done with technical excellence. So that's why we call these things technical maxes. So technical max is when you lift as much as you can with very, very, very good technique, right? It's never going to be exactly perfect, but we want it to be in the 95 plus perfection range. I don't want to see rounded backs, caving in knees, rolling up on the balls of your feet, losing your balance, right? We'd like to not see ditching or failing at different tests, although we know that happens, but the goal obviously is to successfully complete the lift with the best possible technique. And the mentality that we want to think about is, I want you to walk away from, whether it's a squat or a clean, thinking to yourself, man, I probably could have gotten 2.5 more pounds, or maybe I could have gotten 5 more pounds. That's when you know you have done it right and you have left a little bit on the table, and that little bit more that you think you could have done was probably going to cost you a little bit of technique to get it, right? So not an absolute max, but a technical max is the concept. And then if you're doing something you've never done before, we appreciate as coaches that you say, hey, Coach Matt, I'm over here. This is 5 pounds higher than my max. Do you mind watching? We love to hear that because it helps us with the situational awareness of like who's doing something that might be a little bit more risky than other people in the class. And then also our spotters, right? So back squat and bench press are our 2 movements that we will spot. I don't want to see anybody trying to spot a clean or a shoulder press or a front squat or anything like that. All the other movements can be safely ditched to the ground. The clean or the back squat and the bench press can be trapped. You can get trapped underneath those, right? So with that said, let's begin our warm-up for the tune-up workout that we have for today. So I want you to go 2 minutes of warm-up pace cardio, and we'll get a couple rounds through. Stand on top of a band. We're gonna get 8 reps of our band Romanian deadlift. So I'm just stretching out the hips, the hamstrings, and warming up my muscles in my upper back. And then I'm gonna do 8 rows, all right? When I finish my 8 rows, we're gonna get 2 10-second eccentric push-ups. So that is just from my plank position, I'm taking 10 seconds slowly with the same pace, going all the way down. Zach, did you just walk in front of my video? You did. You better say hi now. Go wave to him, and then back up. And then another one. So 2 reps, 10-second eccentric push-up. When you're done, face down on the ground, arms like a T, and we're doing our scorpion stretch out like so. All right, when you got 2 rounds through of that, we're setting up 6 different stations. Each one is going to be a minute. There will be some rest built into this, and there'll be some that are more challenging and some that are less challenging. But we're going 4 times through 6 different exercises. All right, so the first one is 45 seconds on the Airdyne, 15 seconds to rest and switch. The next one is gonna be 12 reps of a Russian kettlebell swing. So that's using the kettlebell, swinging out to eyeball height for 12 reps. The next one is going to be 5 reps of an inchworm. If you want to stand with your feet a little wider to make it easier to get your hands to the ground, that's fine. Walk all the way out, down to the bottom of the push-up, back up, walk your hands back to your feet. We're going 5 reps through that one. Next is 8 reps on each leg of a single leg box squat. So I want you to use one leg, sit to the box, and stand. And to get 8 reps on both legs in a minute, you're gonna have to be moving about this fast, right? So you're not gonna have a lot of time. Go ahead. All right, Zach wants to run across. Go ahead. That's all right, Zach. All right, so you gotta keep the pace up pretty good to get 8 reps on each leg in 1 minute. The next one is gonna be ring rows, 12 reps of a ring row. 12 reps in a minute is not a super fast pace here. Make sure you are paying attention to your core, keeping your body nice and tight. Try hard not to use like a kipping motion on the ring row, but make those as strict as possible. And then the last one is just our ab mat sit up. Some things on the ab mat sit up to help you get a little more out of it is, if you notice the slope or the arch of this is going with the shallow side away from me, right? So the words go away from me when I'm sitting down, and I have the ab mat tucked tight to my butt. The bottoms of my feet are together so that my knees are splayed out to the side, and that helps to remove my hip flexors from being able to assist with this movement and makes me do it all with my abdominals, right? At the bottom, it's fingertips and shoulder blades touching the ground. At the top, it's hands touch the toes or get my shoulders forward of my hips at the top, okay? There's a lot of different ways to kind of slyly cheat the ab mat sit up, like not going all the way down, not sitting all the way up, right? Or using your hip flexors to pull yourself up, but try to make that about your abs, right? Again, on a tune-up style workout, it is general, it is broad, and it is not trying to hit any one thing too hard, but it's trying to give all the different body parts and a lot of different movements in one relatively short segment. This is 24 minutes, not super short, but also not a super long one. So I want you to sweat, I want you to move the muscles through a full range of motion. I don't want you to be sore, I want you to be recovered and ready to go for our maxes tomorrow. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, I'll see you guys tomorrow.